Hi, so today I'm going to walk you through this agent that we built as a proof of concept for a customer. So this is called customer support, and its primary function is to handle customer inquiries. All right. So there are three skills in this agent. One is product inquiries, which will take care of all product related inquiries coming from customers or anyone who visits the website. Then the other one here is called answer question. So this one handles the general questions, like the usual FAQs, and it is connected, as you can see, to a knowledge base. All right. So this is from the store, stored in our data pool. And then we have here the last skill, which is called get order status. So this one takes care of inquiries regarding the status of any order made online. This is connected to two Airtable databases for customer orders. This is the database that we're using. And for the product list, for again product related inquiries, this is what we're using. Let's go through the first skill here. Let me just zoom in. All right, so for product inquiries, users will visit the website, drop their question about a particular product. It goes through this skill or API endpoint. Then the question gets passed to this LLM component here, or GenAI LLM component here, which will then analyze the question and extract the product that the customer is interested in. And then that product gets passed to this API call component here, which will then extract the product related or the inquiry related products from the Airtable database that we have here. Okay, and then once it extracts or fetches the information, it will then pass to this GenAI LLM component again, this other component, which will then generate the relevant response or appropriate response to the question of the customers. As you can see, the product records gets passed to this and the question as well. And if you look at the prompt, it just plainly says to generate a response to the question based on the product records provided. Okay, so let's do a quick check. All right, so let's say I'm gonna type here, do you have any, let's just use the old one. All right, so do you have any recommendation for a mousepad? I'm gonna run this skill. So we're currently testing using our new feature called form preview. So before, when you want to test, you need to enable debug, but now you don't have to enable debug. You can quickly test your agent skills or API endpoints just by clicking form preview, and it will give you quick preview of what the actual response would look like. So yeah, so if there's an image included or product image URL, it will be fetched as well and will be shown to the customer like this. All right, together with other information like the product code, price, what's the brand, and what's the product name. So yeah, okay, now let's test that with a chatbot. Like, this is what we will be embedding in the website. So as you can see, it greets a customer. Hi, welcome to One Stop Tech. How can I help you? Everything is customizable here. So you can actually customize the messaging as well, like the intro message. So if you want to put something else here, that's totally fine. Now, I'm going to type in here the same question I typed earlier. So, do you have any recommendation for a mousepad? Okay, so as you can see, it's calling onto this skill, agent skill, product inquiries, and now it will provide the answer. So this is how it's gonna look like when a customer interacts with this agent. All right, so as you can see, it gives the customer the price, quick description, then the image, if again it is provided, then as well as the brand and stuff. So these are test information, by the way, again for the sake of demo. So anyone can provide their own product list and then later make tweaks to the product skills, how it wants the agent to show the actual product when it's making recommendations like this. All right, and let's try another one. Let's say, how about All right, so now it provides, all right, and just to double check, this is the Bluetooth adapter that it shown us. All right, and yeah, that's the first skill. Now we can go to the other agent skill here, which is just for general questions, like for visitors who are, let's say, exploring or have other questions, maybe related to refund, related to items that they purchase, anything that is related to the store. Let's do a quick preview. Can I return the item that I purchased? It's not working. And so this is the response. All right, now let's try the chatbot. Okay, so yeah, this is the greeting. And as you can see, this is the response. That's for this second skill. Let's go to the third one, which is for getting order status. This one is again connected to the Airtable database. The other one, which is this one, this contains all the information about the customer's order. All right, so we have here an API call component that will fetch any relevant information from the database, and then we have here a classifier which will then classifies the kind of information that we get from the Airtable database. So this is for error handling. So if a record is found, it will automatically go to this LLM component, which will then generate the response based again on the information provided from the database and according to the question that was asked. And then we have here the error handling message. All right, so if a record is not found, we're going to ask the user or the visitor, website visitor, to double check the order number and the email. And then let's test this one. All right, let's get one order here. Let's say this one. For this skill or API endpoint to run, the user needs to provide their order number and the email associated with that order. So I'm going to get this one, then I'm going to run it. So as you can see, it returned a record from our database. This one is Stephen Davis, which is correct. Let me show you briefly how it looks like when we deploy this as a chat embodiment. All right, so now it's asking me to provide the number and the email associated with the order. So let's just use Stephen Davis. Okay, I accidentally hit enter. Now it's calling onto this API skill. So it will tell the user that what the status of the order is, together with other details related to that order. That's a quick overview of how this agent works. The next thing that we will do here is deploy this agent and then embed it in a website. Okay, so we're going to deploy this agent to the cloud. So we're just going to click this deploy button here, and then we're going to add a title. So personally, I just use version as my title. So it's going to look like version 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, depending on what version or how many times you've already deployed the agent. Then after adding the title, you're going to select your subdomain. So you have an option to deploy your agent using the subdomain hosted by SmythOS. So this one. So all agents are assigned a free subdomain hosted by SmythOS. But if you want to deploy this publicly to your website or anywhere, you might want to use your own subdomain like this one. So I've added here my subdomain. So to do that, you'll just have to go to the, I'm going to show you, to the subdomains dashboard here. Then I'm going to click add subdomain, add here your preferred subdomain label or path, and then next. Okay, you need to add this to your DNS as a CNAME record. You have here the host and the target. Click verify, and if there's no problem, it should push through without any issues. Then you'll have it here in the list of your verified subdomains. So I already have it here. All right, so again, going back to deploy here. So let's just try to deploy. I've already deployed this agent earlier, as you can see. That's why. But every time you make changes to the agent workflow, that's okay. It won't affect the agent even though it's already deployed, unless you deploy the changes to production. So let's just try. I'm gonna deploy this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm already at version 1.2, and then I already have here these first two versions that I deployed earlier today. Now I can always restore the these versions if I prefer, or once you've deployed your agent and you want to deploy it to your website, let's say as a chat embodiment, you go to settings in here, make sure that you fill this out, this section, and then go to deployments, make sure the Chatbot is enabled, go to configuration and configure your chat embodiment. So as you can see here, you can actually customize how your chat embodiment will look like. So you can add your logo, you can change the colors of the bubbles, and as well as a submit button. So you can actually make some customizations here. So the chat embodiment will be aligned with your branding. And then you can add your icon as well. Again, the logo in here. Then once you're done, click the save configuration button. Then go to integration. Copy this integration snippet and then embed it in your website. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look like once you've deployed it. I'm gonna open this. So this is how it looks like, and this is what the chat embodiment will look like. So hi, welcome to One Stop Tech. How can I help you today? I'm gonna say so all right, so there you go. Now let's ask it something else. Do you ship abroad? It's not working. So yeah, that's how to deploy an agent in your website, public facing. That's it for the customer support agent.